it is my 9 o'clock tea break, and instead of having a tea break, which isn't, it's a coffee break actually, because it's a bit of a stretch, I've got coffee today. We're going to have a look. We're going to have a look at the subsoiler legs. It's a bit windy, so I hope you can hear me all right. So let's bob down here and have a look, shall we? Right, so this is a cousin's subsoiler leg. There's loads of different sorts, loads and loads, and this is just one sort. There's low disturbance ones, there's ones with micro points, micro wings on it, all different shaped legs. There's loads and loads to choose to differ from, but this is the ones that we use, well, that are on this subsoiler. So take it through the parts. So this is the leg itself. This is the main part of the subsoiler. You've got this shin on the front here. You've got the point here, which is nice and warm, which means it's doing something. And then you've got these wings. Basically, the reason people subsoil is over time, for various different factors. There's loads of things that can cause it. You have a layer of compaction in the soil. You have to dig down, find where it is, and also ploughing can create a plough pan, and it's not good for plants. The struggle to get the roots down there because it's compacted. So this is sort of to remediate the effects of it, and sort of preventative at the same time. So the way it works, and so you've got this point in the front. The points are always pointed to cut through the ground easily, and this is a wearing part. So this is a wearing part, that's a wearing part, and so are these wings. So the legs are really expensive. To be fair, the wearing parts are expensive, but to make your leg last longer, this is the first part that'll wear, and when that wears down too thin and you can start seeing the point of the actual leg, there's some roll pins in it. You knock the roll pins out, pull the point off, and put a new one on. Same with this shin. That'll wear, that'll stop this leg from wearing, and when that gets to, you know, it'll end up looking a bit like that. You flip these over, and you get like sort of two uses out of these. And then the same with these wings. These generally wear on the back edge and on the front, and then these are just bolted on, and you unbolt them and put some new ones on. The only place the legs really wear, if you keep on top of your wearing parts, is here at the back. They tend to go thin at the back here, at the back of the leg, and then you end up with like a horseshoe shape. And you've got to be careful, because when that happens, when it starts to go like that edge there, that edge is so sharp it could trim the protruding nasal hair of a flea. It's that sharp. But yeah, these are new legs, so they're all right. So basically how it works, so that goes through the soil, and you've got these wings, and these wings are set at an angle like that. So as the tractor's pulling it through, these wings are getting underneath the soil. Because they're running at an angle like that, it lifts the soil up. So it lifts that, so if we're 18 inches down, it'll lift that entire 18 inches of soil profile up about 3 inches. And as it's lifting it up, it's cracking it, it's breaking that pan up, it's creating hairline cracks, cracking the soil as it goes through. So it's lifted it up, and then it comes along, and then the packer behind, the packer puts it back down, and as it puts it back down, that creates more cracks. And basically it's, you know, it's a way to, it doesn't completely alleviate compaction, but it creates these cracks and helps the plant's roots get further down into the soil. So that's the reason we do it. So when you look at the field, and all you can see is those lines going up. It's not meant to do anything on the top. It's doing all of its work underneath. It's all hidden, so it's working really hard underneath the soil, but you can't see too much on the top, and that's really what you want. You don't want it bringing all that stuff up to the top. That subsoil wants to stay down. You know, with the topsoil is what we want on the top, and the subsoil wants to stay in the sub. Yeah, so that's basically how a subsoiler works. And like I said, there are loads and loads of different sorts, and there are loads of different reasons to use it. Like good subsoiling will help your drainage, you know, keep the soil, the water permeating through the soil, so you don't get any ponds in your field, or try not as many, you know. And also when you're subsoiling, it's from what I've learned, you know, you've got to pick the right time to do it. It's no good doing it when it's really wet, because all it'll do will smear the soil, and when you smear it, then it creates more problems. So it needs to be moist to dryish, you know. It needs to just be, you know, damp to work properly. Yeah, so that's how it goes through the soil, lifts it up, roller puts it back down, and it cracks that pan. So, you know, you dig down, and it's never the top part of the soil that really gets compacted, or the bit you really have to worry about. It's, get a spade, you dig into it, and you can see that compaction layer. You can physically see it in the soil, and you can feel it. And we've got a little device that we sometimes use, a compaction tester, and it's got like a needle on it, and you shove it into the soil, and it's got a little gauge, and it registers the amount of pressure it takes to force that needle into the soil. And it's got like a, you know, yellow, green, and then red. If it's on the red mark, then, you know, your soil's too compacted, so you come in with the subsoiler. And this bit out of the field at the top here, it's nice. It's a bit sandy. It's nice land. It's further down there where it gets pretty strong. So you can sort of see that's the bit that has been subsoiled, and this is a bit that hasn't. And you can maybe see it is just slightly lifted compared to the rest of the field. So yeah, it's an important part, and there are other ways to do it without using a subsoiler. I know the direct drillers, the no-till farmers, use cover crops with deep tap roots to do their subsoiling for them. But yeah, so we generally run 16 to 18 inches. It depends what sort of crop's going in and whereabouts the pan actually is, because you want to be underneath the pan. And like I say, when I first got there, I touched these points, touched that wing and the worm, because the hot, you know, it's friction, so it's doing something. So at least I know it's doing, you know, it's doing something. It's doing what it should do. Yeah, that's subsoiling. Woo! Yeah! Just generally what I think, you know, just working off my own back, things I've tried to learn myself, teach myself, or come to the conclusions about things myself. So I'm very interested. I'm just interested in it all. You know, I love it. I love this job. I love it. I love understanding the mechanics and the physics behind things, and the way soil works, the way it reacts, how a subsoiler works. I don't like just going into the field with something on and not knowing what it's meant to be doing or why it's meant to do it. You know, like when the first time I went subsoiling, the first thing I did was go back home and go on Google and Google the full night about subsoiling on all these agricultural websites and forums, and yeah, I mean that was a long time ago now. Yeah, I wanted to know so I could do it better. The more I understand, the better I can do the job. Yeah, so I'm coming to this corner, just slow down a bit, pulling back on the stick, so press lift up, then go backwards, and up she comes, and there's no dramas, just, yeah. So, as you can see, we've somehow gone from a 1050 subsoiling to a 1050 with a plough. So the reason that is because I never got around to finishing the subsoiling video. Ended up doing a different job and never managed to film a proper ending for it. So I thought I'd fill the last little bit of the video in with a preview of what's coming next. So I'm waffling on about something at the minute, pointing at things I should imagine. But yeah, so the next thing coming up is a video of the 1050 and the plough with all the new fancy extras it's got on it. So thanks again everyone for watching. It's been great to to get back at it and start doing these things again. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, take care of yourself everybody, and I'll see you again very soon.